Good evening, it's 7:04 p.m. and I hereby call to order the December 2019 meeting of the Village of Tivoli Board of Trustees. Would you please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Clerk Bruno is out tonight, and we are joined by Deputy Clerk Laura Gale Tyler. So thank you for being here, Deputy Clerk. And I will give a much truncated clerk's report. Can't tell you about garbage tags and planning board meetings and whatnot, but I can tell you that Village Hall will be closed on December 25th for Christmas, and also on Wednesday, January 1st for New Year's Day. Moving on to the minutes. Trustees, we've got two sets of minutes in your binders. December 5th special meeting minutes and December 11th public hearing minutes. That was the continuation and conclusion of our public hearing on the proposed legislation about Clay Hill Road and Boyd Hill Road. You've had a chance to review those. Is there a motion to approve both sets of minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
So that was moved by Trustee Schneider and seconded by Trustee Cole. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
The minutes are approved. Tonight we do not have a treasurer's report, and we will not be paying bills tonight, and we'll talk about that in a couple more minutes. So we'll move right on to the zoning report. Trustee Ezrati, please.
Yes, it's good. This is actually a report for November and December, and thank you, Mr. Mayor, for having acquired this from the code enforcement officer.
You're very welcome. John
Fenton has reviewed 4 building permits, and he issued them. He's performed 5 building inspections. He's actually had no complaints submitted or investigated in this 2-month period. He's issued 8 zoning violations for, one was for a posted house just across the way here, and the others were for garbage cans that were not moved back away from the sidewalk. We do ask every resident to move their garbage cans within 24 hours back to a location on their property. He's 8 entities have requested municipal searches, and he completed all of those, and he has scheduled 4 fire inspections.
Thank you, Trustee Ezrati. I guess when he counts complaints, he doesn't count the ones from me. I know there were a few more than 0 over this 2-month period in this report, but that's fine. All right. And again, the garbage cans, we're serious. The success of our law has sort of ebbed and flowed. I'd say it hasn't been great the last month or so. So I've asked him to pay special attention to that, and I think...
and it's really important in the winter when you're trying to clear sidewalks.
Absolutely.
To get those things put away.
Yes. So some people think it's sort of big government and trivial, but there are good reasons, and we feel pretty strongly about it. And please get those cans in the rest of the week.
We need to be able to say we're a walkable village.
Yes. All right. So we don't have any members of the public here tonight, so we'll skip number 6, go right into regular business. Our first item on the agenda is a resolution authorizing adoption of local law C proposed to local law 3 of 2019 regarding stops at Clay Hill Road and Boyd Hill Lane. Currently, there's an uncontrolled intersection where you have Clay Hill Road, which does an L, and right at the crook of the L is the dead-end street, Boyd Hill Road. And we understand it's not heavily traveled most of the time, but on a few occasions there have been 2 vehicles at the intersection, close enough in time that it's a problem that there's no guidance as to right-of-way, etc. So that's where this all came from. We've been discussing this for 3 months. We've had 2 months of public hearing. quite a bit of correspondence, which the board has seen, various emails and whatnot. And I think now, tonight, we're ready to vote. So I'll ask for a motion to introduce the resolution, please.
So moved.
Okay, that was trustee Israedi and seconded by trustee Cole. Is there any further discussion from the board? Since we don't have any public here, anything anyone wants to say?
I was pleased that we had robust discussion. We certainly got views from a number of people who were interested, but there was a lack of unanimity.
That is true. That is well said.
So we still sort of rest on us to make the decision.
Yeah, well, I can't say it's been an obvious or easy decision for us. Right, we've really spent time reviewing the comments and thinking about it. But at this point, it sounds like we are ready to move forward with legislation. We've got our motion in a second. Last call for any further discussion before I vote. Okay, we'll do a roll call, please. Trustee Cole,
Aye.
trustee Israedi,
Aye.
trustee Schneider,
Aye.
and I also vote aye. The resolution passes.
And the resolution is to have 3 stop signs.
Three-way stop sign.
Yeah.
So that should be installed soon. I won't say exactly how soon, but in the next few weeks, I would say. All right, moving on to Tivoli Fire Company officers for 2020. So every year, the independent Tivoli Fire Company, they're their own organization. They have elections and they choose their officers. They also choose their administration and board of directors. But the village of Tivoli, what was your word, council? We are the fire commissioners.
In lieu of the Board of Fire.
In lieu of a board of fire
The
commissioners.
village serves in that position.
The village serves in that position, and we get to approve their officers only. So we had their election last week, and we've been presented with the officers. We are all very proud of and in support of our Tivoli Fire Company, and we want to thank everyone who volunteers in any capacity with that organization. They're fabulous, and they're the heart of our community. So thank you to everyone, and especially those who serve above and beyond. The fire officers for 2020 are Chief Mark Hildenbrand, First Assistant Chief Tom Chrissy Jr., Second Assistant Chief Josh Coombs, Captain Philip Chrissy, First Lieutenant Robert Scafiro, Second Lieutenant Joseph Chrissy, and in the rescue, Captain Cheryl Hilbrandt, and Fire Police, Captain Thomas Chrissy Sr., and First Lieutenant Robert Bruno. Trustees, is there a motion to approve the 2020 Tivoli Fire Company officers?
So moved.
That was trustee Israedi. Is there a second?
Second.
That was trustee Schneider. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And lastly, we have a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with the Dutchess County Water and Wastewater Authority regarding mowing and plowing services. Got another chapter in our long story here in the village. As you know, since July, the Dutchess County Water and Wastewater Authority has been managing and operating our water and sewer systems. For the time being, the village still is the owner, but they're running things. And it's been clear to both parties that it might be mutually beneficial for the village of Tivoli to now do the mowing and plowing related to those amenities. So the well fields get plowed out, access to the wellheads, access to the sewer plant, and they get mowed when the grass is growing. So we're here, they're in Poughkeepsie, and they're offering to pay us money, revenue, to do the mowing and the plowing. So we've worked out a deal, and we're going to try it for 1 year. This has a 1-year term so that we can look at it again and say, do we need to tweak it, change it, etc. So the terms of the agreement are they're going to pay us $3,100 a year for mowing and $75 per snow event. And I just want to thank Trustee Israedi for working on this with me and reviewing the wages, the time, the wear and tear on equipment and helping us come up with a good number that's realistic for what it costs us. So with that, is there a motion to authorize the execution of a shared service agreement with DCWWA regarding mowing and plowing?
So moved.
Okay, that was trustee Schneider, seconded by trustee Cole. Any further discussion? Okay, we'll do roll call, please. Trustee Cole,
Aye.
trustee Israedi,
Aye.
trustee Schneider,
Aye.
and I also vote aye. Resolution is adopted. We'll get that contract in place and I can sign it soon. And just want to thank Bridget Barkley at the Water Authority for working on that with us. I do expect it will be a mutually beneficial arrangement. So, there's a fourth item on the agenda. I just want to call this out for the deputy clerk who's keeping our minutes. We added this during the workshop. This is a motion to set a special board meeting for this Friday, December 20th at 1:30 p.m. And while we're out, you don't have to say what the special meetings are about. We have, the main thing here is we're going to get those vouchers finished, which were disrupted due to illness today on our staff. Get those finished so we can pay the bills. So it's going to be a really short meeting. Is there a motion to set the special meeting for Friday, the 20th at 1:30?
So moved.
That was moved by trustee Cole, seconded by trustee Israedi. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we'll get that special meeting noticed first thing tomorrow morning with the newspaper. The next board meeting will be held Wednesday, January 15th at 7 p.m., preceded by a workshop at 6 p.m. And we also have a regular workshop on January 8th, 2019. Trustees, I want to let you know there's someone from the,
I'm going to draft January 8th, 2020.
look, it says 2019 on there, yeah.
Yeah, but it'll be 2020.
See, I read this thing, and I think.
You do.
Well, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Let me try that again. January 15th, 2020. Yes.
Feels weird.
At one of those, I think it's the regular meeting on the 15th, we're going to have someone here, a guest who's working with the census, who's going to do a little presentation to the board about how that is happening here in Dutchess County. I know that the county is going to be shouldering a lot of the work for the towns and villages, but it should be pretty interesting to hear how they're going to encounter everyone. And I know I'm looking forward to hearing if we've gone up or down from 2018, 10 years ago, so we'll see. Moving on to committee reports, trustee Israedi, please.
Well, I'm going to report an event that took place, I think it was on the 7th of December, which involved our fire department and many other volunteers for the village. The deputy mayor actually put this on. She's not here to crow about it, so I just want to say it was the highlight of my season to see us deal with a snowstorm that occurred 3 days before our tree lighting, a 35-foot tree, which requires some skill and effort to put the lights on, a two-man DPW crew, which means that if they don't do this, if they do this, they don't do that. So we decided, the mayor actually decided that getting the streets plowed and the sidewalks cleared for this event was the best use of our time. And so our fire department pulled out a 1956 fire truck and decorated it with many, many lights. And at the appointed hour, about 4:30, instead of lighting the tree, we lit up that 56 fire truck. And it was just fun.
It was great.
It was really fun. And then the mayor and Santa drove around the village and showed it to everybody. And I happened to have dinner at one of our establishments afterwards. And the people at the table next to me said, "What is this village?" So it was definitely a fun affair, and a good use of the resources that we do have, and good agility
Yes.
when the weather slows us down.
I think it also seems particularly appropriate after everything that we have gone through with the fire at the fire department building, to have that truck lit up in the middle of the tree just seemed really right. It's
Absolutely.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And, we have those nice horse and wagon rides that this year we were doing after dark around the downtown, which was really sweet. And we had sort of hired them, and it was cold and it was dark, and they were sort of out of riders after the first couple circuits. And so the deputy mayor was then running around the village into various establishments announcing, hey, you can get a ride. So when we were at the place you were talking about, I know there was someone in there who actually is some sort of elected official in New Paltz, town and village, who then said to the deputy mayor, you guys are so lucky you can do this stuff. You know, so really sweet. And a lot of people who were expecting a nice, charming wagon ride got one because
And the
it
other
came to them.
The other thing that was done, and it's, I'm sorry, Emily isn't here to grow, but,
Oh, I've got a list.
okay.
I'm doing
but-
her report.
But the other thing that we did, which is actually Angela's bailiwick, was we said this is an opportunity to really showcase our businesses. So we changed the schedule and had everything ended at 4:30, and then encouraged people to go have dinner or check out some establishments, and they did. It was fun.
Yeah, yeah, and also, as you mentioned, credit to our DPW, who did a lot of overtime over those 4 days, working
To get
long days,
all of that.
long nights,
Yeah.
to try and get this village cleaned up in time for that weekend.
Surprised too good snowfall.
Thank you, Trustee Israni. Trustee Schneider?
Certainly. So the Tivoli Village Court Charge Volume Summary Report for the month of November. Total charges received were 7 and charges disposed were 35. $4,813 was collected and remitted to the state comptroller.
Thank you very much. Trustee Cole?
Okay. Well, as you've heard, we had an incredibly successful Winterfest this year, and just a huge thank you to echo what everyone has said. Our mayor, our deputy mayor, the DPW, everyone that turned out, and redoing that schedule so that the businesses really could be open to foot traffic after the fire truck was lit, not literally, but the lights were beautiful. And it was just a beautiful Winterfest. There's no doubt about it, and people did come out and patronize our businesses. And I want to say a special thank you to one of our businesses, Hotel Tivoli in the Corner. Their general manager, Jeanette Pavone, actually got some volunteers, and they went literally door to door to every single business and collected over $400 for the Tivoli Fire Department. And it was just a great, in the spirit of Christmas, and to say thank you to the fire department and support them. So a big shout out to all the businesses, but especially the ones that raised for the fire department. Really do appreciate that. In terms of zoning review committee, between illness and schedules here at the end of the year, we will be meeting again in January. We'll pick up where we left off with short-term rentals and continue to move that forward. So that's where we are with my report.
Sorry, Brian?
No, I just wanted to add one more thank you. It was really wonderful right before we lit the fire truck with all the lights. There was the carolers from St. Paul's provided some absolutely wonderful caroling right there in the parking lot, and I just wanted to express my appreciation. I think it was really sweet, and they did a great job. It was
It was
So,
really cool out there. Yeah,
yes.
that's 2 years in a row, so they're part of the
they're-
tradition now.
really
Yeah.
exactly.
And you're speaking on behalf of our deputy mayor, I believe?
Yes, I am honored to do the deputy mayor's report this evening. So on behalf of the deputy mayor, and to echo much of what you've heard, our deputy mayor would like to give a huge shout out and a major thank you for our Winterfest partners who really made it so successful. The Tivoli Fire Department, the Tivoli Free Library, Historic Red Hook, Hotel Tivoli in the corner. Also a huge thank you to Murray's Theater on the Road, the St. Paul's Choir, Santa and His Elves, which made quite a big hit, and Chad Lent and His Horses. Everybody was enjoying the carriage rides. I know I did it myself once, maybe twice, I don't know. It was just wonderful. So Emily wants everyone to know, just thank you so much. And again, I'll say a special thank you to Emily and Joel for working so hard to put everything together in the midst of right after a blizzard. So it's pretty amazing, very special. The Deputy Mayor would like to stress, as always, we have great stuff happening at the library. Please check the website. They even have a special place you can come and wrap your holiday presents if you kind of need to get out of the house and do it somewhere secret. So check that out and come. This coming Saturday, something not to be missed, I know I try to do this every year, Christmas open house at Claremont. That will be this Saturday, 11 to 4. The place is decorated, it's just beautiful, and you really feel the history and the beauty of the place. So come and absorb some local history. And last but certainly not least, deer hunting season is over, so safely go and enjoy a hike. Get out there, hike in the bays. There are no ticks, there are no poison ivy, and just my own personal note, bring your snowshoes, go do some snowshoeing. It's a great time to get out there. So enjoy all the wonderful local resources Tivoli has to offer. And that's the Deputy Mayor's report.
Thank you, Trustee Cole. Yeah, I just want to say thanks again to Santa. It's really fun. I get to be his elf and assist him as the children approach. And boy, there are some funny things said. Well, hey, little girl, have you been naughty or nice? And the most common response from the children is, to which our Santa, the Santa, tends to say, Santa appreciates your honesty. But the best was a very sharp young boy, he might have been 7 or 8, and Santa said something like, what's your favorite color? And the kid said, I thought you're supposed to know everything.
Oh.
You know whether I'm naughty or nice, so why don't you know what my favorite color is? Which stumped our Santa for a moment, but it was really, really funny. And he kept coming back, and he and Santa kept having this little tug of war. It was really great. So that's not necessarily an easy job. I also heard an adult child say to Santa, how much of that is you and how much of that is the soup? Which I also thought was a great line. So it being winter, just a reminder to everyone that you are supposed to clear the sidewalk in front of your home 24 hours after the snowfall. Try not to do a 6-inch track, shovel wide, maybe clear the whole walk. We always have mixed success on that. Some people are very conscientious and some people are less so. So please do try and get out there and clear your walks. And we have had some enforcement on that issue recently. And similarly, the parking can never be restated enough. We're in our winter parking ordinance now, which runs from November 15 to April 1. You cannot park overnight from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. You can get ticketed if we're in the event, and if we're plowing and whatnot, you can be towed. We have municipal lots that are available. If you don't have off-street parking where you live, you can come to the clerk's office and for $25 get a permit for the season that lets you park in any of those lots. And it doesn't end there. If you use those lots as you should, which is great, you still need to remove your vehicle at 9 a.m. between 9 and 11 so that we can get in and clear the parking lot itself.
That said, that parking permit is a lot more cost effective than a ticket.
Yes, yes. So normally we'd be opening up to public comment, but it's not a lot of public here. You should go home wrapping your gifts and whatnot. Trustees, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Just one note about the snow I'll add on to, and this is going to be my mantra during the winter months as a dog owner and dog walker. If you are walking your dog and it is snowing, please continue to pick up after your dog. Please do not leave and just push it under the snow, because when the snow melts, that stuff doesn't magically melt with it. So please continue to pick up after your dog. It becomes very important in the winter as much so as any other time of the year.
That's well said. We certainly wish everyone a safe and happy holiday. And I had to do this last month. We're going to do it again. We lost a very wonderful and important person in our community. Lydia Cordier passed away this week. And as we do here, we like to adjourn our meetings in their memory. It gets in the minutes. It's part of our document and our history, and it's our way of expressing our sense of loss and our support for the family and the value of the memory of these people who make up our community. So I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn in memory of Lydia Cordier.
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you all very much. It is 7:30.